final trailer, we've got Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways, which we're actually playing tomorrow on stream and the day after. I hear it's about 4 to 5 hours playtime. I don't know how that compares to the original one. I think we completed it in like a one stream of maybe 5 or 6 hours. But that being said, I did play the original Separate Ways a long, long time ago. So when I played it on the original Resident Evil 4, when we played the HD edition, it kind of made sense that I could do it quicker because I did it once before. But they say this one's 4 or 5 hours first time playing it, which I guess is fine. It's something that was, gonna be released for the remake no matter what, because it's an integral part of the story, and if Ada's back in the story, you kind of want her for Resident Evil 5 and 6, so you kind of gotta have it. Otherwise, the whole Ada and Resident Evil 2 just falls flat on its head like a pancake. So hopefully it's good, but they've been teasing the crap out of Wesker one at the end of the previous game, and also like the cutscenes and everything like that. So I kind of hope they include him in Mercenaries mode, which I think they will, because they did have him in the original Resident Evil 4. Again, very fun character to play, but I personally played a lot of Mercenaries mode on Resident Evil 5. So, fingers crossed they do that game justice, because lots of Wesker. All right, let's check out this trailer, and we'll actually play some of it tomorrow. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out.
There is this one thing I must do before I can recover the Ember. Leon and that young woman, they're both infected.
Woof.
Okay. But this is your last chance.
Okay, I'm gonna be that guy. She just went Spider-Man, right? She's got the hook. She hooks onto something. And then she flicks up and onto that platform. What did she hook onto in order to do that? I'm just being that guy. That doesn't make any sense. How could she go up if there's nothing up to... It doesn't matter. At least in the original one, she just hooked and just zip-lined all the way there. Like this one, she's doing a Tarzan Spider-Man thing. Had to be that guy.
What would
I am that guy.
You?
Be parasite food. Touch the Ember. We'll meet up later.
No! Sorry, what kind of a man leaves a lady...
Sorry, Luis. It might be a while.
Stop wasting my time, Ada. Just get it done.
Oh, Wesker's pissed off.
Gotta keep the client happy.
Seriously, the way she says client makes Wesker sound like, he's soliciting. And given that this is the platform with the elevator, I'm like, oh, okay, they're actually using that section. Because I don't think they actually used it in the remake at all. I remember in the original they used it, and it was a pain, especially in hard mode. And I was like, oh, they didn't use it in remake. What's going on? But it looks like Ada's section of the game gets to use it.
So you two are infected. You must already feel the effects, eh?
I need to put that thing down.
There are things I must set right.
Why is this so important to you?
Oh, Ada. What to do with you?
Luis, the goodbye's gonna have to wait. Whose blood are you here for this time?
That all depends on you.
Okay, there is one thing that gets me. Shouldn't he be using the Samurai Edge, which is his own custom version of the 9mm All-Stars people had? He shouldn't be using a bare basic. You should be using the Samurai Edge. Come on! Okay, I really like the original Wesker voice. It had presence. It had character. This one is different. but it has a little bit of that essence of the original DC Douglas voice, which I really liked. It's not over the top, like supervillain level, like DC Douglas's voice in Resident Evil 5 was. It's toned down, but it's still got that sinister, malicious feel to it. You know what I mean? Like, if I play it back...
That all depends on you.
See what I mean? It's not supervillain level, but it's still dark, malicious, but strong. I kind of like it. Obviously, I want to, see all the cutscenes and all the conversations and everything. And I also noticed that they're very much changing the whole storyline with Ada. Because in the original, she was just like, I'm doing this job. I'm getting paid. I don't give an F. In this one, she's like, I'm actually infected. Why is this so important to you, Luis? And all these other things. In the original, she did not give an F. She just did the job, right? She just did the job. And this one, she's kind of questioning, why am I doing the job? Which is a little bit different. So it almost feels like they're not going to go with the original Resident Evil 5 and 6 story. Because we all know how 5 and 6 plays out. Particularly with Wesker and Ada. If they're building up Ada's character a lot more and giving her depth and also adding in more Wesker. Like, why is Wesker on the island? In the OG, he was never anywhere close to the island. See what I mean? So he's like more involved. It's different. Ada's character is getting a bit of depth. She's sort of questioning why these things are happening. She's not purely a mercenary. It's changing. There's a fork in the road. The only place I saw Wesker before it was in Dead by Daylight, and he can be so annoying to play against. He is, especially T-Virus Wesker. I mean, prior to T-Virus, Wesker was, pretty deadly. He was a master martial artist. He was very good with weapons. He was a force to be reckoned with. Then he got T-Virus, and it's just like, well, forget about it. Now he's just dodging bullets. They should have gave him Samurai Edge. And again, who wears a suit to a job like this? Anyway. It's gonna be fun. See, this is good. Here we go. It's doing this thing, isn't it? Yeah, Mercenaries mode. You see, what's probably gonna end up happening is if we end up clearing the game tomorrow, which is Saturday, we'll probably end up just playing Mercenaries mode for a few hours on Sunday. Because, there's always time to wear a suit, even on the beach. I just gotta say one thing. You're going on a mission in rural Spain. Remember how everyone gave Ada shit for wearing a dress and heels in rural Spain? Wesker, you're wearing a suit in rural Spain. Fighting a bunch of infected monsters. You're just asking for your suit to get wrecked. But anyway. Not gonna lie, never played any Resident Evil game, but in this month alone, I've played new series like Fable and Dead Space. This seems similar to Dead Space in combat, so I'm hooked. I wouldn't be able to comment, but from my understanding, Dead Space is a lot more survival horror than Resident Evil 4, even though they've turned up the survival horror in Resident Evil 4 Remake. And it definitely is more horror than the original. I would still kind of think from what I've seen, Dead Space would probably be more horror than Resident Evil. Because kind of like Resident Evil lets you fight off strong enemies because you're super useful. Whereas in Dead Space, from what I've seen, you're just a person, up against all these odds. And it's like, good luck with that, Whereas Resident Evil, it's a bit more like you're Doom guy. You're highly skilled, we'll give you the weapons, and you could probably do it. It's kind of like it's got a little bit more of an action movie feel, like you're the hero. Whereas in the other circumstance, like you're just a guy in a bad situation. Have fun with that. But, dude, if you haven't played Resident Evil Remake, and you like some, shooting with a bit of horror, I can recommend it. I can definitely recommend it. Dead Space has quite complex sound and OST system as well to pressure you. Oh, you will feel pressured in Resident Evil 4 Remake. I can assure you of that. There are a few moments when I was stuck. You will feel pressured. Don't worry about that. You can make it as hard as you want, and you can always, like, you know, play on harder mode and things like that. Don't worry. And you'll be conserving your ammo a fair bit. Don't you worry. You will be pressured. And this is coming from someone that actually played the original, so I kind of knew what to expect, you know? Doom seems like so much fun, but I couldn't play it in the hyperactive way most people do. Doom was just an experience for me. I hadn't played Doom before then, and we just ended up playing Doom, and then, like, Doom Eternal. And by the end of it, I just embraced it. At the beginning, I was playing it more like, okay, I'm conserving ammo, I'm trying not to get hit. And then by the end of it, I realized it doesn't matter if you get hit. Just keep moving, keep killing, and you'll be fine. It doesn't matter if you run out of ammo, because you can just pull out a chainsaw and a demon will give you ammo. Makes zero sense. But once you embrace what Doom is, you just kind of bopping your head to the music and just killing demons. You kind of see what all the fun is about. You just stop thinking about it. You just go with it. Do you have VODs for Doom? I have the LP. Yeah. The LP's there. I did play Doom for like a month and forgot how to play it. Dude, like, if you... the final boss in Doom Eternal, even I struggled, and everyone's like, take... You know, it offers you the easy mode. We'll give you easy mode. I'm like, no. I want to beat this boss. I beat the rest of the game on this difficulty. I will beat this boss. And even the stream was telling me, just like, go easy mode. I'm like, no! No! Like, I think an hour later, or maybe 2 hours later, I finally got the boss. And that feeling of satisfaction is just beautiful. You know? And to this day, when I go to the gym, and I really, really need, like, a pump-up song, if I'm running on the treadmill and I don't feel like running, you just put Doom Eternal, All They Fear Is You. That's 8 minutes of glory. And at the end of it, where they're just basically chanting rip and tear, rip and tear, rip and tear. Like, if you make through 8 minutes of whatever you're doing, you get that chant. It's almost like you're a gladiator entering the Colosseum. Like, it is a feeling of pure bliss, you know? So I just kind of put that song on and I just start running. It's 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Like, you feel like dying. But that song just gives you the second wind. The chorus kicks in and he pumps it up a level and pumps it up a level. It's beautiful. You just embrace it. I really appreciate Doom now for what it is. Like, I didn't get it. Back in the day, I was like, Doom, demons, shooting, unrealistic. What is this bullcrap? It's like, but now I get it. Like, that is what it is. It's this unique package that you can enjoy. And Resident Evil does that in its own way. It's all a different flavor of, like, horror and action with different mixtures, you know? A little bit of, like, demonic on Doom with, you know, less of the horror, but more like demonic action with hardcore metal music. And then you'll have other games which is more on the horror side with a little bit of action, but it's more survival, you know? And then you'll have Resident Evil, which is horror, but it'll give you more of that action, you know? It'll feel more like you're playing a protagonist in an American action film, but it's fun, you know? So it's all these different combinations, and, you know, there are a lot of good flavors. I like it. There's a lot of good flavors. God, if you're listening, help! What the f? That wasn't help! That was like the opposite of helping me!